What's going on, guys? It's Rob from Heroes Avenue. Happy Friday. I hope you guys are all doing well. Today, we're going to be talking about the original New Gods story that was going to tie in to Zack Snyder's Justice League, or when it was just called Justice League. And it sounded amazing, and it's really disheartening to kind of see what could have been. Of course, you don't always want to live that way and just think that way as a fan. Of course, I like to be a little bit more on the positive side of things. You know, we got WB to deal with right now, and HBO Max seems to be playing some games with us too, because before we get into the New Gods story, I just wanted to cover some stuff that's going on Twitter right now. So, you know, a few days ago, HBO Max put out this commercial just hyping up Zack Snyder's Justice League by adding in this little montage of all the movies, but also they added in this little thing right here. It says the completion of Zack Snyder's trilogy. And of course, a lot of people took that as a nail in the coffin for the Restore the Snyderverse movement. And I think if you're going to give up that fast, then you forgot how hard it was to get here, to this point where Zack Snyder's Justice League is released. So I would say, guys, keep your, there's a lot of reasons to keep the membership, a lot of great content out there, a lot of movies still to come out later this year. So I'm going to keep that subscription. Zack told us to keep it and just keep watching Justice League. So that's what I'm going to keep doing on HBO Max. So don't get discouraged just yet. Now, I know the news out there is a little bit discouraging at times, especially when you start to hear what we're going to talk about in a second with the New Gods storyline. But I also wanted to just go ahead and point out the fact that we got this on Discussing Film. Amazon's Lord of the Rings series will cost at least $465 million for one season, making it the most expensive show of all time. Now, first of all, I cannot wait for this Lord of the Rings show. I love being in Middle-earth, immersed in Middle-earth, and I think spending that much money in it is really going to bring a lot of people towards the Amazon Prime subscription service. I'm subscribed, and there's so many great shows on Amazon right now. So obviously The Boys, we got I think The Expanse is on Amazon. We're gonna get Lord of the Rings, and if you're not watching Invincible right now, I think it's an Image Comics property. You need to be watching Invincible. I promise it will satisfy your superhero fix, especially if you want to kind of some Justice League adjacent type storytelling, because it's kind of loosely based on the Justice League, and it's amazing. Watch Invincible. Anyways, I'm diverging from the point here. The point is, what if we had, I tweeted this out, imagine what Zack could do with Justice League 2 and 3 with that kind of money. And, it's not like WB and HBO aren't sitting on a property that isn't in high demand. It is. We all know it is, even though they're hiding the numbers from us. So just imagine a world in which we lived in where that could actually happen. How amazing would that be? And I also want to go ahead and just shout out hashtag restore the Ayer cut. It's trending, and I just retweeted David Ayer right here. Just for you guys who didn't know, David Ayer has had his vision also butchered by Warner Brothers. The people at Warner Brothers at the time really screwed over Zack and David Ayer. Here's what he tweeted. Imagine if Todd Phillips' film The Joker was reshot and recut because it was too dark. This is exactly what happened to Suicide Squad. Anyone who says my cut did not work owes me to say it to me. Owes it to say it directly to me. So I fully support David Ayer's being able to release his cut. Some people think it's a slippery slope to be releasing all these director cuts, but I think this is a specific situation in which a studio really reacted in such a reactionary way that screwed over two filmmakers in the same universe. I really think it's something that doesn't hurt you. You could always release it, and it doesn't hurt you. It'll only make money. So WE, please release the Ayer cut and restore the Snyderverse. Okay, let's get into the story, the main story today, and that is it has to do with the New Gods story, the original New Gods story. Now, we do know that as of right now, the New Gods movie is canceled. Some people look at it as a good thing because that movie wasn't going to tie into Zack Snyder's Justice League, apparently. After hearing, I'm on Walt at Uber Kryptonian, his Twitter page, in which he kind of just discusses the thread, and I think the screenwriter of the movie, who it was originally canceled, Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of screenwriters out there that maybe wrote multiple treatments for the New Gods movie, but here's some details we got of one of the original versions, Not to say that his was going to be the one that Warner Brothers was going to use, but it's a version, and I thought it was awesome, and I thought I'd share it with you guys. So it says right here, Aaron Michael Johnson told Mole Diversity that his original New God script was supposed to be tied to Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman and Zack Snyder's Justice League. He wanted to tell a Lord of the Rings style mythological epic diving into Jack Kirby's fourth world. He said it would give us a glimpse into the fall of Ares. Ares teams up with Uxas to kill the old gods, with Uxas absorbing their power through the Omega effect. Ares is cast out of Olympus by Zeus, but Uxas then kills Zeus, increasing his power. This is narrated by Metron. Wow. Going on, Metron would guide us through the origins of New Gods, Darkseid's origins. Isaiah, aka Highfather, the great battle of New Genesis, which would see Darkseid riding a giant hellhound and his steed with his army ready to destroy New Genesis. Darkseid believes that if he can destroy the source of life itself, then it would lead him to the anti-life equation. He had the original four Furies, Caliban, and the fight gets so bad that the source separates them. Meanwhile, Metron sat above them, just watching on that Mobius chair. Darkseid and Isaiah look to Metron for an answer. Darkseid and Isaiah bring their sons Scott and Orion for the trade. This is when we meet a young Barda teaching Scott about Apocalypse. Granny Goodness introduces herself to Scott. This is the prologue. By the way, Aaron then revealed that while WB loved his script and told him they were moving forward shortly after Zack Snyder stepped away from Zack Snyder's Justice League in 2017, they told him to remove the connections to the Snyderverse. They had him remove the references from Earth, events, and Steppenwolf. They had him remove things about Orion's parentage, Steppenwolf, Tigra, and the betrayal Desaad was referencing in Zack Snyder's Justice League, and hints that Barda, was potentially an Amazon. Aaron says that Justice League and the shakeups at Warner Brothers at DC were creating a shift in how the New Gods could be approached as potentially its own thing, disconnected. He stated that getting script notes from someone who actually knew about the New Gods source material, the theory was that since Jeff Johns became head of DC Films, he was possibly the one giving notes. Suddenly, Aaron's Twitter was getting followed by countless random New Gods accounts that were likely set up by marketing. He was getting congratulations from numerous people. Even someone from Marvel. Aaron hadn't even announced the script publicly yet. And then he says, here's where it gets messed up. Aaron's script reader told him that he had a great idea, a great script, but he didn't have a producer or director attached. He then ghosted Aaron. This was January 2018. 2 months later, you see the headline, Ava DuVernay to direct New Gods superhero epic, New Gods. And that is all for you. And I got to say, man, you know, this was just a summary, and any summary can sound amazing, but gosh, this, you know, we know WB had no plans for continuity, but this could have done so much in the way of connecting the universe. It's just outrageous that this didn't happen. And it really boggles my mind that someone like Jeff Johns, now we know all about Jeff Johns by now, but he writes some great comics. And you can, I mean, I happen to think so at least, and it just boggles my mind that he didn't see the potential in some of this stuff right here. I get it. Comic writing is totally separate than movie making, and yeah, and he's also a dick. So Jeff Johns, man, you really screwed things up here. Now, again, I want to focus on just how cool this sounds. You know, I didn't want to make this video just to be negative, but also I just want to talk about how cool this sounds. The fact that we got to see Uxas kill the New Gods, we got to see the fall of Ares and how the new god and how the old gods were defeated. Oh, gosh, man, like this is just answers so many questions that Wonder Woman left out in the storytelling within Wonder Woman. It would have answered so many questions and give us a little bit more clarity in Zack Snyder's Justice League. I really wonder how much he knew about Zack's storyline writing this, because we know that according to, I think it was the Variety or Vanity Fair article, screenwriter Chris Terrio didn't even know what the current plan was. He had to write Justice League without knowing what the plan was for Aquaman going forward and Wonder Woman and all that stuff. So I wonder how much Aaron knew about Zack Snyder's Justice League script. But it said it was going to tie in to Desaad's betrayal, I'm sorry, was it Dessad's Steppenwolf's betrayal that Dessad was referring to? And then it was gonna, and this was all in the prologue. It was gonna, you know, we were gonna get an expansive, you know, universe that Marvel's gonna beat DC to at this point with Eternals, which the rumors are the Eternals is amazing. So, gosh, man, what a miss! What a miss! We're, you know, there's so much backstory here in this prologue, so much in this little prologue that, you know, there's no way that you can call this a cul-de-sac. This universe that Zack created is not a cul-de-sac. It's a universe, and it's one that seems endless if you want in terms of storytelling. So really disheartening. Wanted to know what you guys think about this original New Gods direction. I do hope we get a New Gods movie at some point. After hearing this and the potential of what it could have been tied to Zack Snyder's Justice League, I think it would have been a great step forward. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.